Hey, we're back.
What's up, everybody?
Mac and Rocker podcast. How you doing, Mac?
Doing good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, I got my wig on today. Man, this thing's fun.
Yeah.
I know that Amber is like nervous as heck that I'm going to wear it out in public someday.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing, because
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's a lot more. I like it more than seeing my bald spot. So I was at a basketball game Friday night, and one of our team members and coworkers, she was watching it on the IHSAA.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, "Hey, I think I see you." And she sent me the screenshot, and there I am, sure enough, sitting next to my wife. And then there's my. I was like, the glare.
Yeah.
I went so long, and it was about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, the kids started saying, "Dad, your bald spot's getting brighter." And I was like, "What?
What are you talking about?
What?"
Yeah.
And I look at Amber, I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me? I will get a wig."
Mine's just going
Well,
back.
yeah.
I started with a 4-head. I think now I'm working on a 5-head.
Yeah. Oh, I got the high five going on. I think I don't.
I
To
try.
me, I still have this flowing.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
know.
look at me. I'm a
know.
legend in my own mind. Just look at it.
I look at Bennett and I'm like, I had that kind of hair. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, you didn't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, and I like what you told me. You told them that this is what you.
This is your future, guys.
This is it.
Yeah. Enjoy it. Yeah. Caden made a bet with Brooklyn a week or so ago. He said if Notre Dame wins, he gets to dye his hair. He wants to like bleach it or highlight or something like that. He saw it, I think football or soccer or something. I don't know. But he made that bet with her. She didn't really make the bet back, but she's honoring him and gonna do it. So
who's coloring hair?
Brooklyn's gonna get Caden's hair.
Oh.
Yeah, she's gonna help him get some highlights or something.
There you
So
go. Yeah, good.
she's gonna have some work cut out for her because
Yeah. Why not? I see how you had their first loss yesterday.
yeah,
in football.
tough game.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio State's
always
not
tough,
bad,
man.
You know, yeah, they're a good team.
I honestly figured it would come down to the oak bucket, the Oakland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
between them and Purdue. Mm-hmm.
Because that's such a rivalry. I figured that would be in Purdue's not very good this year,
Still, yeah.
but it's such a rivalry.
Notre Dame, they beat Army pretty handedly, and Army was undefeated.
Yeah,
And they run that triple option offense really well.
nice.
But Notre Dame really stuffed them. I thought that was going to be a harder game for them, the way Army's played a lot of teams. But
So far, Notre Dame's only lost the one, right? The first game.
Yeah,
Oh my
they
God!
shouldn't have
I can't
lost that
believe
one.
that. They got to be kicking themselves in the butt
yeah.
for that one.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame's always tough, even when they're not that great.
yeah,
They're always
Yeah.
tough. I think.
yeah, I think
Notre Dame.
it's I don't know. They've shown a lot more toughness this year than I've seen them in past years. Now, if they make the playoffs, do they go make a deep run? I think it's possible, but there's a reason why those teams are in the playoffs.
Josh, how many undefeated teams are left now? Do you know?
I think in the top 25, there's only one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oregon, number one, is undefeated,
Okay.
and that's pretty solid. That's the team that gave Ohio State its first loss, or its only loss. So
yeah, the Ducks, right?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
boy.
So
Maybe they'll get a rematch, huh?
it's very possible.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know. I'm excited for the 12-team playoff this year for the college football.
Is that the first year they've done that? Okay, I remember they've been talking about it.
Yeah,
Very cool. Well, that's cool. Yeah, it's too bad for IU, but still, to lose only one game when you're not really a football school is a great accomplishment. And they got a few more games left.
yeah.
Surely they'll win the Big Ten, I'm sure.
It'll come down Ohio State and
Ohio State. Yep. Duh. Yeah, okay. So that was probably the Big Ten winner right there,
Yeah.
I would imagine. All right. Very cool, man. Talk a little sports here
Yeah.
on the Mac and Rocker. I know you could talk sports
I
all
love
day. I quit watching back in 2010.
Yeah.
Something happened. I just, I quit watching. I think the last professional sporting event I watched, other than like a Fever game or the Pacers, going to the game, was when the Saints played the Colts.
Oh, yeah.
In the Super Bowl, and
good Super Bowl.
I loved the Colts, of course, and always rooted for Peyton.
Yeah.
And a couple of the other guys, of course, the whole team. But they were playing against my favorite athlete, probably, well, not of all time, but up in the top 3, and that was Drew Brees, who I watched. I used to go down to Purdue and watch him and Sutherland and John Stanford play.
Yeah.
Man, those guys were good. Drew was just, he was special.
Yeah,
and
good
so
quarterback.
To see him after what happened to him out there in
San Diego.
San Diego.
His shoulder, and
Well, and he got the raw, they treated him poorly, I thought.
Yeah, they wanted someone else in there.
Yeah. And so Drew ended up down there in New Orleans, and they won that game. Boy, they were good that year.
Yeah, they were a good team. I mean, the Colts were a good team that year too. So it was a fun Super Bowl to watch.
Yeah, and that, I think, was Peyton's last game, wasn't it, with the Colts?
The Colts, I think so. I think that was when he had the neck issue the next year, and then
Then he went and he played for Denver, didn't he? And they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they went to the Super Bowl and lost, and then 2 years later they went, 2 years later they went back, and then they got the win. He wasn't the same that year they got the Super Bowl in Denver.
So he's got 2 titles, though. Okay, well, good for Peyton. I always liked him.
Yeah,
he was a cool dude.
Oh yeah, I still like watching the Monday Night Football with him and his brother. Yeah,
and Eli's something else too. And Eli's the only guy to beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah,
right?
Twice. Yeah, because Nick Foles got him the one year with the Eagles, and then.
That's right. Yeah. See, I don't watch much.
Yeah.
I don't watch much, but that was. I know that Super Bowl. I think I did watch that one, so maybe that Colts Saints one, the last one I watched. I think I watched that second Super Bowl with the Giants in the Patriots.
Down in Lucas Oil.
Yeah, and Eli was just that one catch in the first Super Bowl they played, where they were the Patriots were undefeated.
Yeah, David Tyree catches it off the helmet.
Oh man, and Plaxico Burress had an acrobatic catch. I was like, oh my god, what a throw!
Did not see that. I figured it would be close because the Giants played him close earlier in the season, but I did not think.
Yeah, man,
it was going to be like that.
That was awesome. That was an awesome game, and I wasn't necessarily rooting for either team, but I was like, if the Patriots go undefeated, wow, good for them.
That's a big,
And they lose one game,
the one that mattered,
and then a year or two later, Eli, the Giants played him again, and they beat him.
Yep,
that was a good game too.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
very good game.
You don't count Tom Brady out, that's for damn sure. Geez, those guys were a dynasty and a half.
Yeah,
and I was always a Bledsoe fan.
Oh yeah,
I was a big. Who was the big guy that coached the Patriots there?
Belichick?
No, before him.
Oh, was it?
I can't remember his name. It's been so long.
Coached for Cowboys for a little bit too.
Yeah, and he took Bledsoe with him.
Yeah,
big guy, and he wasn't afraid. He was pretty blunt. I always liked him, and he coached that Giants team that beat the Bills their first year in the Super Bowl. They went 4 years in a row. Yeah, Bill
Parcells.
Bill Parcells. That's it. Yeah, he was fun. The Giants beat the Bills by 1, and then I think Dallas smoked them for 3 years in a row in the 90s. And did you ever watch the X-Files?
No, I was
a little too young.
And some of those they really creeped me out.
Oh, they were creepy. Hell, some of them scared the hell out of me, and I was a grown adult.
Yeah.
One of the X-Files episodes, they called him Cancer Man. His name was CB Spender, something like that. He was the guy that always smoked cigarettes, and he was a big time deep state, cloak and dagger type guy. Well, they was having a meeting, and they were kind of setting up the trends of what the country's going to follow. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And the guy says, "Sir, the Buffalo Bills are going to the Super Bowl again." And he goes, "The Buffalo Bills will never win the Super Bowl as long as I'm alive." And that was year 4, right? That they made it and got beat.
Yeah.
So what he was saying was whether they're capable of winning it or not, they're not going
to do it. Yeah.
And he was the guy. And they also in that episode at that scene they talked about the when the United States beat the Russians in the Olympics in hockey.
Oh yeah, the Miracle on Ice.
Yeah, and one of Cancer Man's guys went up and tapped the goalie. And he had his ring had a needle on it, and it drugged the goalie. So he won.
No.
Yeah. Fun stuff like that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So the poor Bills, right? They never won. Went 4 years in a row.
Yeah. Only team to do it.
Yeah, and I ended up really liking Jim Kelly and a couple of those players. Yeah. And I thought, man, I was kind of hoping they'd win one.
They had some really good teams. It just,
Cowboys were tough, man. Yeah. They were tough. I mean, if they were going to win any of those, it would have been against the Giants. They lost by 1 point on a field goal.
Yeah.
But
was that the wide right game?
Yep, wide right.
Yeah.
And then the Cowboys, that team was just that was the Chicago Bulls of football there. I thought.
And then everybody, gave Jimmy Johnson a lot of crap because he got rid of, just sold the entire team. And, but hey. Sometimes you got to trust the process.
I don't think it's ever worked out for him after that.
No.
When Emmett and Aikman and Irving and those guys left, Moose.
Hate to say it, but I think over the last 30 years or so, they've basically been a 500 team.
30 years,
wins and losses.
It's been that gosh dang long, Josh.
Yeah. Well, I can't say much. I'm a Bears fan, and it's been.
Well, now, hey,
it's been almost 40.
Well, the Bears played the Colts there.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, it started out. Of course, it was pouring rain that game.
Yeah.
But when what's his name? I think Hester.
Devin Hester
ran that first one back. I was like, oh snap, we're in trouble.
That's the most excited I've ever been.
Yeah,
for
it was
any Bears
what
play.
A way to start a game too.
Incredible, right?
Man, that was awesome. I'll tell you what. When I was watching, so the Colts beat New England to get to that game, right? And so. Everybody's used to New England kind of having our number and kicking our butt.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the game. I got my remote. I'm on my couch. My dog's laying with me. And then we started getting beat. I took that remote. Mother ever, we're never going to the Super Bowl. Peyton sucks.
Yeah.
Remote shatters on the wall. Then we won.
I think the Bears would have had a better chance of beating the New England Patriots that year than they did the Colts.
Yeah, that happens. That happens in sports.
Mm-hmm.
When the Pacers went to the finals in the year 2000, they played the Lakers, of course, when the Lakers were just building their new dynasty.
Yeah.
Okay, with Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah.
And the Lakers beat a very tough Portland team that, by all accounts, should have beat the Lakers.
Yeah.
And I was more worried. I thought we could have beat I was more worried about playing Portland than I was the Lakers, And, of course, that was the only playoff game in like 2 seasons the Pacers lost at home was against the Lakers, and that pretty much did us in right there. And that was an overtime loss, So that was too bad. And I dare say that Reggie had subpar games. That that sucked.
Yeah.
And it's hard to beat Shaq, man. He's just tough. Rick couldn't guard him. Smits couldn't guard him. His feet were hurting real bad, and he just couldn't guard.
Shaq's a hard guy. He's just so big and
nails,
strong,
and he's fast.
Yeah,
and he actually can play basketball.
Yeah,
just
not a big body. He's
About the only thing Shaq couldn't do, and Shaq's one of my favorites.
Free throws
is free throws, and he would shoot a 3-pointer once in a great while just for fun, I think. Like Rodman would.
Yeah.
And, but he could not shoot free throws. And it wasn't, I don't think he trained with experts.
He worked on it.
I think his hand was too big.
Well, he would shoot it and he would just put the ball on his fingertips.
And go,
and it was a weird, but hey.
But, okay, so... the guy was still scoring 20, 28 points a game, just thunder. That guy would spin so fast, man. It'd create a whirlwind.
Just so strong.
Yeah.
Ripping backboards and stuff off. And
he was cool. He was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Good
I
passes.
still like watching him. He's He
He's
a
come
fun
to
guy.
Pierce. He was at
Yeah,
Pierce
yeah.
last
He was
a year or
he
two.
was,
DJ Diesel.
Yeah.
I wanted to go see that.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would have been really cool.
Would've been awesome.
I'm sure he's up there just to rock, and and I love listening to him on when I watch the highlights and stuff. I listen to him on what?
Oh, I'm gonna miss
TNT.
him and Barkley.
Yeah, them
and
guys are the best.
Ernie. Oh,
You
that
can't
show,
beat that crew.
No,
you can't
it was
beat that
so
crew.
much fun.
Those guys were so good. They were so, their voices. Oh, they're very good.
I like, Shaq and Barkley. They're friends. They've been friends for decades. You could tell they've got that banter and stuff, and then they'll make each other mad. And
oh yeah. Well, I love the story where they got into a physical fight, and a couple of tough guys right there.
Yeah.
And they weren't allowed to have phones in the locker rooms, but Shaq, if his mom called, and his mom called at halftime, and said, "Hey, you don't do that to Charles.
Yeah.
You guys are friends." She goes, So then she called Charles. And he's like, "I better answer it. It's Shaq's mother. So, and she told him, "You guys don't do that. You get out there and you hug it out, and play against the hell out of each other, but you don't fight." And so they went out there, big hugs and all that. I was like, man, I remember watching the game. I never knew what happened until years later, thanks to Facebook.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, that's kind of stuff that really makes it fun. I like the stories, behind the scenes stuff. So.
I'm sure there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss those. I always watch those highlights of those guys on TNT there, wherever they're at now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get into sports, just the local stuff, Josh.
Well, I mean, speaking of sports, got a big sports day coming up this Thursday.
Yeah, what's going on Thursday?
We got our Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy
The
Thanksgiving,
background looks
everybody.
great.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Big football and food day.
Yeah.
Favorite holiday of the year.
Detroit plays on Thanksgiving, correct?
Detroit plays. I think they played the Packers this Thursday.
Fun.
Let me check.
Yeah.
Now I know the Cowboys play the Giants, so it might be a good one because they both aren't, having great seasons.
No, that's too bad.
So, oh wait, no, I'm wrong. Giants play the Buccaneers.
Okay.
On Sunday. Wait, what's going on? Where's the Thursday games? What am I missing here?
Is that what you do when on Sundays? Do you watch football?
Yeah. I'll catch some football and. Oh wait, today's the 24th. Don't mind me. All right, Giants Cowboys Thursday. Bears Lions Thursday. Why?
So four teams, 2 games.
Well, then you got the Dolphins Packers Thursday.
Oh wow, 3.
Yeah.
3 games on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody's gonna be bored.
And then we got a Black Friday game on Friday. Raiders and Chiefs. So that'll be a real thrilling game.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't pay any attention.
Yeah.
You know who I pay attention to in sports now is Caitlin Clark and the Fever.
Yeah.
That girl is awesome.
Yeah, she's very talented. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And just seems like a real sweetheart too when I watch her interviews and stuff. I mean, she doesn't back down from, she's tough. Mm-hmm. And she, a lot of her technicals were because she was mad at herself.
Oh, yeah.
She got quite a few. One more and she would have got suspended.
Yeah.
See, so she was able to hold off, and they made the playoffs for the first time in a while.
Yeah, that was pretty
that team's
cool.
only going to get better if they can keep that team. Man, they're good. So
they've got a new coach coming in.
Yeah, she's from Indiana.
Yeah,
I think she played for Notre Dame. No, Purdue.
Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they beat Notre Dame in the final game. She won a championship with Purdue.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a good coach there.
Yeah.
That'd be a good coach for Caitlin, I think. The whole team. It's so much. I don't want to make it sound like it's all about her. It's not. It's a team. But gosh, that city is behind her 100%.
Yeah. It really came alive.
It was awesome. We went down and watched the game like 2 games before the playoffs, and man, it was a blast.
That stadium gets packed.
Yeah,
for sure. Which is good. I mean, Indiana's always been a basketball state.
Yeah,
I think it's
it needs
starting to
to
kind of
be.
transition to football. here over the last few years. I mean, you really starting to see a lot of.
Sure, Colts were huge, of course, and of course, you got Notre Dame's always tough, and
IU came along this year. So, yeah, I mean, it's always been a basketball state, so it's nice to kind of see WNBA seeing increasing crowds. And
after watching the girls play basketball and softball and now volleyball for so many years, I am a huge advocate for women's sports and absolutely love watching the high school girls, which
this is a shout out.
Wawasee girls varsity and JV are playing really well. And big shout out to Derek Gilreath and Jessica Barger.
Yeah.
Great coaches. And they're playing good.
Yeah.
And then, their volleyball team. Volleyball was kind of weird this year because they had a bunch of freshmen who were really freaking good. And they traveled together, and man, were they good. And then, Scarlett got hurt, tore her meniscus in 2 places, and then her ACL, came off a major surgery. But a lot of those freshmen were playing varsity volleyball, and man, were they good. So
that's just definitely a positive.
I can't wait to see that team next year.
Yeah.
And they had a couple seniors on there on the volleyball team that were really good. And then one of those girls is on the basketball team, and she's very athletic.
Yeah,
very athletic. It's fun to watch. And the whole basketball team, they got 6 seniors.
Wow.
And man, they just play really good together. It is fun to watch. Now they lost a tough game to Fairfield. They should have won that game. I just don't think we were hitting as. They were shooting good shots, but they weren't falling. And sometimes you live by it, you die by it.
Yeah. It happens.
So it's a good team. They'll probably end up playing that Fairfield team again, which is tough too. So I really like the girls' sports. Thanks to Scarlett and all her friends. I got to coach them for 2 years. And there's still 3 of them that I coach that are playing with the JV and the varsity. So
that's kind of one of the things I struggle with right now, because football, a lot of the kids, you coach them and you get to know them, and you really root for them and stuff. And then we separated for basketball season, so a lot of the kids from the teams and stuff are on different teams, and they're playing against. So, like, you really root for them, but it's like, but you want your kids' team to do good. But it's a community thing, and it's the competition and stuff's there. So after the game, you high five them and tell them they did good. And
nice.
You want to see all the kids, all the boys and girls do well. So yeah, it's nice to see. I can't wait till they all are on same teams together as they get older. And
I tell you what, I hear you there. There's a few seniors that are playing varsity basketball now that I wish Scarlett could play with, because oh my gosh, they'd be tough.
Yeah,
they're tough now, but I'd like to see her play with those girls. If she probably would be if she didn't get injured. If she wouldn't have got injured, she was pretty. It really set her back a while, but she's working on it.
Yeah,
she's rebuilding
and
doing just fine.
Yeah.
Come to find out that one of the girls on the team had the same injuries, 3 surgeries. And her mother told us the other night that she just went in there. There was no. Once she went in, it was 100% gung ho.
Yeah.
Didn't baby it or nothing. Just went to town, and she's tough too. She's a very good basketball player. So, very talented. So that's pretty impressive. And I watching Scarlett, I worry a little bit. It's like, it's a major surgery. Is it going to tear again?
Mm-hmm.
And so far, so good. She couldn't jump as high volleyball, but as soon as she was cleared, she started JV. They put her right in there, and she didn't miss much, but you could tell she's got a little bit of a road of recovery ahead of her. But she works out and exercises at school, and her and I go to the Y, and she's working on it.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's a lot of adversity, and It really shows the drive that young athletes
some of these
have.
kids, it's impressive, for sure. Who else we got to shout out today, Josh?
I got 2 groups from work.
This is a shout out.
I want to give a shout out to the ATS lab there at work. I had a last minute thing that I needed to
Really?
get pushed through, and the team over there, they
Building 4?
building 4.
So George and Josh and...
Josh is still on in building A.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so George, Ronnie,
Charity.
Charity. Kristen. Josh Hughes. I'm sorry, I was thinking of Josh Reynolds.
Oh, Reynolds. Yeah, no, Hughes.
There was 3 of us in that team over there.
3 Joshes.
Yeah. So and Hughes, everybody in the ATS lab, they really appreciate what they did, helping out. Everybody was so kind and helpful.
That's awesome. It's a great team.
Yeah. Definitely a round of applause.
They deserve it.
Because they turned that around really fast.
That's awesome.
Hours
instead
of
a day or 2 or whatever. Yeah.
They helped me out a ton.
Good.
And then all the QEs and MEs of work that really helped out on Friday with this massive project that was, blindsided us. Came out of nowhere, and we really
1,000 orders.
About 600, 700 or so. Yeah,
pretty close.
Yeah. Unforeseen circumstances happened, and we weren't expecting the turnout we had. With holiday coming up, and a lot of projects and stuff last minute.
You hate it when something like that happens when you're getting ready to take time off.
Yes.
That's just the worst.
Yeah.
Or like if it's on Friday.
Yeah.
So it was a double whammy because that happened on Friday before a short week, right?
It was brutal, but I'll tell you, everybody that came and helped out, fantastic. They dove in. They were positive. They kept things going. Oliver, man, he really supported us.
Mm-hmm.
It was a heck of a time, but it went pretty smooth. So I mean, shout out to everybody that was a part of that.
Yeah, and I know Brandon was a part of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to get him on for a podcast here, folks, come Christmas shutdown. So let's give...
you want to talk about some pop culture, movies,
and
TV?
and sports, right? Well, you guys, I'm going to be Jamie Byrne in that podcast. You guys, let's give them a round of applause there, Josh. All those engineers and techs.
They earned it. Yeah. It was the positivity for me. I mean, they could have easily been like, well, this is ridiculous, what are we doing? But... Man.
Well, that. It's red tape galore and stupid whatever policies and procedures that kind of hinder us from anything that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it takes the teamwork to make the dream work, as you like to say.
Yeah. It was nice. It was fun. Cool. I mean, it made a crappy situation not so crappy.
That's good. We had we gave a shout out to Tiffany Fields and Katie Krantz last week, but it got screwed up because Amber had called me, and it actually came through the roadcaster when we were giving them their shout out. Yeah. So Tiffany and Katie, big shout out to you ladies for being so cool and being awesome at work and outside of work. Thank you, ladies.
Speaking of, we were talking sports.
Warsaw, way to go,
congratulations. Tigers. We may be, Wabasee centric over here at the Macker podcast, but hey, NLC conference,
Kosciusko County.
Kosciusko County. We got a lot of friends that have kids on the team.
Tiffany.
We know shout out to how Tiffany, hard those boys work.
Son plays.
Yeah. So, hey, awesome job, guys. Go get them.
Win state, that'd be awesome. That was so cool, man. I was like, what's the score? I was running concessions Friday night, working at the
watching
game.
It.
And I'm like, what's this? Oh, they got them. They're going to win.
So I will say, anybody that does want to watch it, that can't make it down to Indy, it will be broadcast. I think they're streaming on the IHSAA.org website. It is, I believe, $15 for one game or $20 for all the games for each day. Okay. So if you are interested in watching, which, hey, if you can, check it out. I know, $15, but tickets are $15 a person. So get a couple people together and maybe throw in some money.
Go Tigers.
But yeah, go Tigers.
And who they playing?
Decatur Central, I believe.
Decatur Central.
Yeah. But hey, they beat Concord, who was undefeated, and I think they were number 1 in the state for 5A. I can't remember, but undefeated Concord, really good team. They've got some, Division I talent on that team. Maryville, they beat for semi-state, and then they beat Lafayette Jeff. So these are some really good schools that they beat. So
awesome.
If they can keep it up,
yeah, they can
do it.
Bring home the title.
Yeah,
boy, that'll be great.
Yeah.
And what day is that game on?
It's next Saturday.
Okay.
At 7:00 for Warsaw.
Yeah, Lucas Oil Field.
Lucas
right?
Oil Field.
Oh
yeah.
boy, to be able to play down there's got to be such a thrill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's got to be exciting. Just remember, guys. It's another game.
Remember your training
Yep.
and all your practice.
Yep.
As I used to tell the girls, we're going to play in the game like we practice. So let's play,
Yeah.
Let's play at game speed,
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Go Tigers.
Yeah.
I'll be tuning into that.
I know a few of the parents are going to be an absolute nervous wreck.
I'm sure.
So they'll probably be more stressed out and nervous than what the kids are going to be.
Yeah, probably.
The boys, they
win
put
or
all
lose,
that work in.
Win or lose,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
still winners.
Yeah. Don't please, no matter what happens, keep your heads up, because you've worked hard and you deserve it.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
maybe next year we can get our Warriors
Yeah.
there. So
Well, they'll get there eventually.
yeah. Oh, I've got a lot of faith. I think
I think that program's coming along just fine.
yeah. I know we had a rough season last year. New program or new offensive scheme, and some things taking place and some changes and stuff. I didn't know this, but I found out last week the seniors that had graduated had 5 offensive systems that they put into place. So 4 years they had 5 different offensive schemes. So that's a lot to throw on some young athletes. So I think we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We got a lot of great talent. We've got some great coaches. We've got a lot of great support. We'll get there. We're going to get there.
Cool.
So we gotta keep the faith, keep supporting these boys and these coaches. We'll get there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, you got anything else, Josh?
Yeah. Hey, enjoy Thanksgiving. Have a great, happy holiday. Don't eat too much, but
Let me say this. Let me plug. So I'll be playing Wednesday night at Harry's Tap and Grill in Milford with the band Subterfuge. It's a band I used to play with.
Yeah.
And we get together once a year and play the show. So come out to Harry's, 7 p.m. And then Friday, Bees in the Rocker will be on 107.3 FM.
Heck yeah.
In the morning show starting at 5 a.m. So we're going to be talking with Chris Lake, our good friend, and playing Bees in the Rocker tunes.
Yeah.
On 107.3 FM.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
So that's Friday.
Yeah. Tune in.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'll have shout-outs.
Yeah.
I should bring my roadcaster. I'll be like, Chris, hold on a second.
Start hitting. Yeah.
Oh,
wrong button.
Yeah. That'll work, though.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. We appreciate
thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, click like, subscribe, share on YouTube, and please join us on YouTube.
Let us know what your favorite, Thanksgiving dish is going to be. Everybody's
Holler
got
at us.
something. Yeah.
Okay, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Peace.